Hello students, today we are going to start the first chapter of organic chemistry. I know many students will feel difficulty about organic chemistry, but no need to worry. It is going to be easy and I will try my best to make you understand this chapter. So let us start the chapter Haloalkanes and Haloarenes. Let me give you the weightage of this chapter in the board examination first. It is going to have total 6 marks, in which part A you'll get 1 question. Most of the cases the question number will be 8, and in part D you'll get 1 question, and in most of the cases the question number will be 32. These question numbers are based on blueprint of previous year examination. So that's why I said most of the cases. In part A you'll get 1 question for 1 mark, and in part D you'll get 1 question for 5 mark. In part D it can be a tagged questions, like question number 32 will be having question A, B and C. For example, 2 plus 2 plus 1, or like A and B, 3 plus 2, like that. So total 1 plus 5, it is going to have 6 mark. And this chapter is very important for your competitive examination also. Not only in terms of examination, the compounds you are seeing, that haloalkanes and haloarenes, these compounds are going to have many more advantages. Like in the medical field, many medicines are going to prepare by using this haloalkanes and haloarenes. That is why the importance of this chapter is very high. So you need to understand this chapter thoroughly. And also the remaining chapter of organic chemistry, those chapters are going to be easy only if you understand the chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes. So make sure you are going to learn it thoroughly. And my suggestion is you guys be ready with the notebook. It is important to make your own notes, since you guys already know that organic chemistry is going to be handled with so many compounds, molecules and many more reactions. You need to write down the molecules, compound and reactions. You need to practice them. So make sure that you are going to write and practice everything. Let us start the chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes. Just by looking at the name itself, you may understand something, no? That the word halo is going to refer halogen compounds. Halogen, generally you can represent that by symbol X. It can be any halogen, like it can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. So this halo in haloalkane is going to be referred with halogen atoms. And you guys already know that what is alkanes. You have studied about alkanes in first year already. Alkane is a type of aliphatic hydrocarbon. Aliphatic hydrocarbon in the sense it can be alkane, alkene or alkyne also. So alkane is a type of aliphatic hydrocarbon. If in case you have any of the compound which is a combination of both aliphatic hydrocarbon and halogen, those compounds you can consider it as haloalkanes. And now you can easily say what are haloarenes. Halo is referring any of the halogen atom, and arene is going to refer the aromatic hydrocarbon compounds. Aromatic hydrocarbon compounds. What do you mean by aromatic now? Aromatic in the sense it must have at least 1 benzene ring. That is a basic definition regarding aromatic compound. So you understood the meaning of words now regarding haloalkanes and haloarenes. Now let us see what are these haloalkanes. We'll go step by step. I'll try to explain it in an easy way. So I hope it is going to help you. Haloalkanes. To understand haloalkanes, let me consider the first member of alkane. For example, I'm just taking an example. So let us consider the first member. First member of alkane is methane. Molecular formula of methane is CH4. Okay, now we have alkane. What to do with this alkane? Let me write the complete structural form of this methane. Carbon is bonded with 4 hydrogen atoms. Now, in case you replace any of the hydrogen atom from this alkane, if in case you replace one or more, you can replace one or more number of hydrogen atoms by any of the halogen atom. It is any of halogen, that's why I generally took X. If in case you replace one or more hydrogen atoms from the aliphatic hydrocarbon by any of the halogen atom, what you'll get? You are going to get CH3X. What do you call it as? You'll call it as alkyl halide generally. Alkyl halide because CH3 is alkyl group and X is referring halogen, so it is alkyl halide. If you take particular example like you have taken methane and you are going to replace one of the hydrogen by chlorine. You are going to replace one of the hydrogen by chlorine. If in case you replace one of the hydrogen by chlorine, what you'll get? You are going to get CH3Cl. Correct? What is this CH3Cl? You can call it as methyl chloride because it has CH3, so it is methyl, and chlorine group is there, so it is chloride. Methyl chloride is the common name. And what is the IUPAC name? IUPAC name can be chloromethane. Now this product, what we get by replacing one of the hydrogen by chlorine, we got CH3Cl. This is an example of haloalkane compound. And if you take another example, if you take ethane molecule, CH3 is an example of ethane. It is an example of alkane. If in case you replace one of the hydrogen by bromine, for example, you are going to replace it with bromine. What you'll get? You'll get CH3, CH2, Br. Yeah. What do you call it as? You can call it as ethyl bromide, or you can also call it as bromoethane. Bromoethane is the IUPAC name and ethyl bromide is the common name. So basically, if in case you replace the hydrogen atom by the halogen atom, you will get a different new compound. That new compound is going to be considered as haloalkane. Why it is haloalkane? Because you are going to replace the hydrogen atom by alkanes or aliphatic hydrocarbon. That is why it is referred as haloalkane. These are very easiest two examples. You can write many more examples based on haloalkanes. Do write the examples of haloalkanes and verify it once using your NCERT textbook. I hope you understood what it is. I am repeating, it is not compulsory to replace just one of the hydrogen. You can replace one or many hydrogen. You can replace one hydrogen, or you can replace two of the hydrogen, or three of the hydrogen, or all four hydrogen. If in case you replace all four hydrogen by chlorine, what you'll get? You'll get CCl4. And we know what compound it is. This is carbon tetrachloride. So the definition is going to be like the replacement of one or more hydrogen from aliphatic hydrocarbon by any of the halogen atom is considered as haloalkane. Understood, guys? Now let us see the example of haloarene. This is nothing but a benzene ring which contains alternate double bond, and each carbon is going to be bonded with one of the hydrogen atom. If in case you are going to replace one of the hydrogen from this compound by bromine, for example, You are replacing hydrogen by bromine. What you'll get? You are going to get benzene ring, which will be bonded with bromine atom. And what is this compound called as? It is nothing but bromobenzene. If in case you replace this benzene, you replace these hydrogens by 2 bromine atoms. Like we are going to replace 2 of the hydrogen by 2 bromine atoms. What you'll get? You are going to get 2 of the bromine bonded with benzene ring. And what is this compound? It can be called as dibromobenzene. So this is an example of haloarene. So what did you understood? If in case this is just an example, you'll write many more examples. You can write many more examples based on haloarenes. The definition is the replacement of one or more hydrogen atoms from aromatic hydrocarbon by any of the halogen atom. The formation is going to be haloarene. Understood, guys? If possible, try to write a new examples based on haloarenes. We are going to study the chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes mainly based on these 5 categories. First, we are going to study about the classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Later, we will understand how to name these compounds in the category of nomenclature. Then we are going to learn the various methods of preparation of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Later, we will study about physical properties of them, and at last we are going to discuss the chemical properties of both haloalkanes and haloarenes. So now first let us start with classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes. This classification, it can be classified in 3 categories. The first one is based on the number of halogen atoms. That means how many number of halogen atoms are going to be present in the compound. Based on that, this classification is made up. And halogen atom is represented by the capital letter X generally. So if in case you have a compound like C2H5X. C2H5 in the sense it is ethyl molecule, any of the alkyl molecule generally, and it is bonded with one of the halogen. So it is an example of haloalkane. And you can see how many number of halogen atoms are there. There is only one halogen atom. So you can name it as mono-haloalkane. Mono is referring one. Only one halogen atom is there. So it is mono-haloalkane. If in case you have a molecule like CH2X, this X can be any of the halogen atom. And in this molecule you can see there are 2 halogen atoms. If in case 2 halogen atoms are there, you need to name it as di, because it is 2. Di is referring to number of halogen atoms. Dihaloalkane. And now you can write how it looks like trihaloalkane. It can be like CH2X, CH2X and CH2X, CHX. We should also consider the valency of carbon, no? So it is CHX. In this compound you can see that 3 halogen atoms are there. So you can call it as trihaloalkane. This tri is referring 3 halogen atoms are there in this compound. So this is how you can classify based on the number of halogen atoms present. This is all about haloalkanes. What about haloarenes? Haloarenes will be having aromatic compound first. So for example, let us consider a benzene ring. If in case this benzene ring contain one of the halogen compound, one of the halogen atom, so what do you call it as generally? It can be considered as mono-haloarene. Mono is referring one single halogen atom and arene is referring aromatic group. So it is mono-haloarene. And how do you write dihaloarene? It can be like two halogen atom attached in the benzene ring. Since there are two, you can write dihaloarene. And you can also write trihaloarene like this. Or you can also write in a different way. If in case three halogen atoms are present in the aromatic group, you can call it as trihaloarene. We are doing this classification in a general way. We are not taking any particular example. This is just to understand how to name haloalkanes and all if there are different number of halogen atoms present in a group. If in case one halogen atom, if it is 1, you refer it as mono. If it is 2, you will refer it as di. If it is 3, you will refer it as tri. And if it is more than 3 and all, you can refer it as poly, like polyhaloalkane or polyhaloarene. This is the first classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes, and it is based on the number of halogen atoms present in particular haloalkane or haloarene. Second classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes is based on the hybridization of carbon, like whether carbon is sp3 hybridized or sp2 hybridized or any other hybridization. Based on that, we can again classify haloalkanes and haloarenes. Under that, first type is compounds containing sp3 hybridized CX bond. C is referring carbon and X is referring any of the halogen atom. If in case this carbon is sp3 hybridized, then in which way you are going to classify the haloalkanes? That is what you are going to understand now. First one is alkyl halides or haloalkanes. That is, we already came to know what is alkyl halides or haloalkanes. It is nothing but RX bond, where R is referring alkyl group. Alkyl group can be methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl or any further. Okay, alkyl halides or haloalkanes. Now let's see how we are going to classify them. If in case you have a halogen atom which is bonded with the carbon atom, and this carbon atom is further bonded with one of the alkyl group, remaining two bonds of carbon will be hydrogen. You can see it now. If in case the halogen atom is going to be bonded with the carbon, and what is the hybridization of this carbon? It is going to be sp3 hybridization. Why it is sp3 hybridization? Because it is going to have only single bonds. So halogen is bonded with the carbon atom which is sp3 hybridized, and this carbon atom is bonded with only one alkyl group. As I said, alkyl group is nothing but methyl, ethyl, propyl and etc. That means this R is referring another carbon group. So this carbon is bonded with one more carbon atom. This type of compound you can call it as primary. I'll repeat again. If in case halogen atom is bonded with the carbon atom which is sp3 hybridized, and this carbon atom is bonded with one more carbon atom, this kind of group will be considered as primary. And how do you write the secondary haloalkanes? If in case you have a compound in which halogen atom is bonded with one of the carbon, and this carbon atom is bonded with two more carbon atoms. Another bond will be with hydrogen. This R can be a similar groups or it can be a different alkyl groups. Okay, if in case halogen is bonded with carbon which is sp3 hybridized, and this carbon is bonded with two more alkyl groups, that means two more carbon. So you can name it as secondary haloalkane or secondary alkyl halides. And now you might understood how to write tertiary. If in case the halogen atom is bonded with the carbon and carbon is going to be bonded with three more carbon atoms. These three more carbon atoms can be a similar group or they can be a different group. Halogen is bonded with the carbon which is sp3, and this carbon is bonded with three more carbon atoms. So you can call it as tertiary haloalkane or tertiary alkyl halides. One more thing is, it is haloalkane, no? Haloalkane. We know the general formula of alkane. General formula of alkane is going to be CN H2N plus 2. Correct? Alkane is going to be CN H2N plus 2. Using this general formula, you can find the homologous series of all the alkane members. And for haloalkanes, if in case you need to write the general formula of haloalkanes, how you are going to write? What did you do to prepare haloalkane? You just replace the hydrogen atom by halogen atom. So what you are going to do is, you are just going to remove this one of the hydrogen atom and you are going to add halogen atom. We are discussing about haloalkane, that too particularly monohaloalkane. You might have observed it here. In all the type of like primary, secondary, tertiary, we have used only one halogen group. So we are particularly talking about monohaloalkane here. Since it is monohaloalkane, one of the hydrogen is going to be replaced by any one of the halogen atom. So how do you write this homologous series? You can write CN H2N. Instead of writing plus 2, you need to write plus 1 because another hydrogen atom has been replaced by halogen atom. So this is what the general formula of monohaloalkane, or generally we refer it as haloalkane. One of the hydrogen has been replaced by halogen atom. So CnH2n plus 1x is the homologous series formula for monohaloalkane. Understood, guys? Remember this formula. It is going to be very important. And also primary, secondary, tertiary. How to identify primary, secondary, tertiary compounds. This is very important. You are going to get many questions in MCQs. Okay. Another type of classification based on the sp3 hybridized carbon is allylic halides. Let's see what is allylic halides. If in case the halogen atom is going to be bonded with the sp3 hybridized carbon atom, and this carbon atom is going to present next to carbon-carbon double bond. For example, you have a compound like this. It is carbon-carbon double bond, and the next carbon is going to have one of the halogen. In this corner, one of the carbon is there, and in this corner, carbon is there. This halogen atom is bonded with the carbon, which is sp3 hybridized, and this carbon atom present next to carbon-carbon double bond. So this type of molecule is an example of allylic halide. Let me give you one more example. If in case you have a compound like CH3, CH double bond CH, single bond CH2 Cl. You have a compound like this. Here you can observe halogen atom is here. I have particularly taken chlorine. This halogen atom is bonded with this carbon, no? What is the hybridization of this carbon? You can see this carbon is bonded with all single bond. One bond with another carbon, two more bonds with two of the hydrogen, and one more bond with chlorine. If you want to write it in a complete form, it will be like CH, C, two bonds with hydrogen and one bond with chlorine. This is how it looks like. So this Cl is bonded with the carbon, which is sp3 hybridized, and this carbon is going to be present next to double bond. This is the sp2 hybridized carbon which has double bond, and this is the carbon which is sp3 present next to double bond. So this molecule you can call it as allylic halide. That is what the definition is going to say. If the halogen atom is bonded to an sp3 hybridized carbon atom, halogen atom is bonded with sp3 hybridized carbon atom which is present next to carbon-carbon double bond. Those type of compounds you can consider them as allylic halides. Let me give you one more example. If in case you have a cyclic compound like this. This is not a benzene ring. It has only one double bond and it is not aromatic. Okay. Here in all the corners we know that carbon atoms are there now. This carbon and this carbon is doubly bonded. Remaining carbons are singly bonded. If in case the halogen atom is bonded here with this carbon like this. This is an example of allylic halide. Why do you say this is an example of allylic halide? Why? Because this halogen atom is bonded with the carbon which is sp3 hybridized and present next to carbon-carbon double bond. Here carbon-carbon double bond is there. Next to it this carbon sp3 and to this halogen atom is present. So this is an example of allylic. You can write, you can attach halogen atom here also. That is also an example of allylic halide. Understood now guys? If halogen atom is bonded with the carbon, halogen atom is bonded with the carbon which is sp3 and this carbon is present next to carbon-carbon double bond. These kind of compounds will be considered as allylic halides. Another type of classification based on sp3 hybridization is benzylic halides. The name itself saying benzylic is referring some benzene ring. That means it must contain aromatic group. If the halogen atom is bonded to an sp3 hybridized carbon atom which is present next to aromatic ring. See, we are using aromatic ring. That is why the name is benzylic halide. Let's see how it looks like. If in case you have a aromatic ring like benzene and to this there is a attachment of carbon atom and the same carbon atom is going to be bonded with halogen atom. See, here halogen atom is bonded with the carbon atom which is sp3 hybridized and this carbon atom is present next to carbon-carbon double bond. No? That is why it is an example of benzylic halide. You can call it as primary haloarene. Why? Because the carbon atom in which halogen is bonded, it is bonded with another one carbon atom. So it can be considered as primary. Let me write one more example. In the same way, there is a benzene ring to which carbon atom is attached, to which halogen atom is attached. But here the difference is this carbon is bonded with another carbon atom. And one more is with hydrogen. Now see, the halogen atom is bonded with the carbon atom. What is the hybridization of this carbon atom? It is going to be sp3. And this carbon atom present next to carbon-carbon double bond. So it can be benzylic. And what is the plus point you are seeing here? In this compound, the carbon which is sp3 hybridized is bonded with 2 of the carbon. Correct? So you can call it as secondary. And how do you write tertiary here? Again, write in the same way. But only thing you need to change is the number of carbon atom in which this sp3 hybridized carbon is attached. See here, halogen is there which is bonded with carbon, and the carbon is sp3 because it has only single bonds. So it is sp3 hybridized. And the same carbon is going to be bonded with 1, 2 and 3. 3 of the carbon atoms. So you can call it as tertiary. As I said in the beginning also guys, this R can be a same group or they can be a different alkyl group. Okay. So these benzylic halides are nothing but if in case the halogen atom is bonded with the carbon which is sp3 and that carbon is present next to aromatic ring. And here also this carbon is present next to aromatic ring. Here also this carbon is present next to aromatic ring or attached with aromatic ring. This kind of compound you can call it as benzylic, and make sure how to identify primary, secondary and tertiary. You can rewind the video, you can listen it again, you can see it again, and still you feel difficulty, please let me know. I'll explain it even easier way. Okay. The last type of classification is based on compounds containing sp2 hybridized CX bond. The carbon to which halogen atom is attached, that carbon must be sp2 hybridized. Based on that, we can further classify into two types. They are vinylic halides and aryl halides. Let's see what is vinylic halide. If halogen atom is bonded to an sp2 hybridized carbon atom of a carbon-carbon double bond. For example, see, if in case you have a simple molecule like carbon-carbon double bond and this is directly attached with the halogen atom. How do you write in a complete form? The carbon are there both the side and it is doubly bonded. So here 2 more hydrogen atom. This is like CHX. See here the halogen atom is bonded with a carbon which is sp2. Why it is sp2? Because it has double bond. Correct? And it is nothing but carbon-carbon double bond. So this type of molecule you can consider it as vinylic halide. Let me write one more example. If in case you have a cyclic compound like this and you can see these two carbons are doubly bonded and these two carbons are sp2 hybridized. If in case to this carbon there is a direct attachment of halogen atom. See, halogen atom is bonded with the carbon which is sp2 because this carbon has double bond. So it is sp2. And this kind of compound you can call it as vinylic halide. Vinylic in the sense halogen must be attached with the carbon which is sp2. And that must be a carbon-carbon double bond. Those kind of molecules will be considered as vinylic halides. The another type is aryl halides. If the halogen atom is bonded to sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring, that is why it is aryl, because you are going to see aromatic ring in it. That is why it is aryl. Let's see an example. Let us take a benzene ring only. to this benzene ring if in case there is a direct attachment of halogen. See, halogen atom is bonded with the carbon, which is what hybridization? It is sp2 hybridization. And it is nothing but aromatic ring. So this is an example of aryl halide. Or else you have another compound like this. What is this, guys? You all know it is aniline. If in case to this there is a direct attachment of halogen. See, halogen atom is there which is bonded with the carbon atom, and that carbon is sp2 hybridized. It is nothing but aromatic ring. Aniline is aromatic compound. So this is an example of aryl halide. So these are the classifications of haloalkanes and haloarenes based on 3 different categories. First one was based on number of halogen atom. Second type was based on compounds containing sp3 hybridized CX bond. And third one is based on compounds containing sp2 hybridized CX bond. I hope you guys understood how to classify these haloalkanes and haloarenes. My suggestion is you can write your own examples for each category and you can take a photo of that, send it to me. I can verify it. And if in case you get any doubt or you need to give a feedback, you have my personal WhatsApp number, I guess. You can send a message through WhatsApp. Thank you, guys.